guys, hope you're all well. We're back again with another video. So today me and Daisy are out here. We're going to be covering a little bit to do with the wedges. So we're going to be covering the bounce and what bounce will work best for you. So we're going to cover it on the lies and also the techniques that you guys play your chip shots. Let's get into the video.
So within my wedge set, I've got 3 wedges. I've got a finish on my pitching wedge with my set, and then I go into 3 specialist wedges. So I've got 50, 54 and 58. I find that 4 degrees gap gives you a good distance in yardage control. And I've also got 2 different bounce options for different lies and for different shot types that I need to play out on the course. So depending on your technique and the ground conditions, the loft and the bounce will play a big part in that shot outcome. You'll find now in a lot of the specialist wedges that they've got lots of different grinds as well, so we'll show you through a few of them. But we're going to just talk about bounce and first of all your technique and how that relates to what bounce you need. So just to describe what the bounce angle is, it's the angle between the front edge, so your leading edge of the club, to the back edge of the sole. So if I pop it up on here for you, if I lean it on the back edge of the sole there, you see that gap on the stick, so you see that front edge is leading up, okay? So that's the different angles of bounce will be this way. So generally speaking, Nick's just going to show us now, if you've got a steep angle of attack, he tends to take quite big difference, so you can see he's coming in really steep here and you catch your ground quite a lot. You might benefit from actually having more bounce on your club to help that club get through the grass and get through to the ball rather than getting stuck into the ground. And then if you've got a little bit more of a shallow attack, so where you just sort of clip that ball off, don't take much of a divot, just see a few blades of the grass pop up, less bounce might be your friend. Because it'll just help you clip that off. That's the same for if you've got fluffier, wetter lies. Generally speaking, more bounce would help. If you try and hit lots and lots of bounce off of a bare lie, something that's like concrete, it'll do what it says on the tin. It'll bounce off that ground and sometimes work up too soon, so when it gets to the ball it's already working up, and that's where you can get them low, sort of skinny ones coming out, which we don't like to see. So Nick's just going to play one here again. So Nick, your set makeup is a little bit different to mine.
Absolutely.
I've probably got a little bit more of a shallower attack than what Nick does with his chipping technique. So for that reason, I have sort of a mid bounce through my wedges. I have within my 50 degree, I have a little bit more bounce because I tend to play those more of a fuller swing, so I want a little bit more help. But my others, I have a mid bounce so that I can work that ground a little bit different when I'm playing around with different shots around the green. Whereas yours is the
so
other
for
end,
me,
really,
yeah, I've got. So from my wedge I go 50, 54, 58, it's the same wedges as Daisy has, but for me, I'm very steep, always take quite a big divot, so I've got lots of bounce. So for me I've got my 50, I've got 12 degrees of bounce, 54 I've got 14, and the same on my 58. So I've got tons of bounce. A lot of people hate that amount of bounce on wedges, but I get on with it really well. And you guys might find that, I see a lot of it when we're out teaching, is that when it comes to wedges, everyone's got a real mixed bag of wedges, so might have a 52, a 56 and a 58, so the gapping's not quite right, and you'll have 3 totally different bounces from, you might have a 6 degrees of bounce in one and 12 in another. It's going to get you into trouble. You can't create consistent strikes. You might be able to get away with it to a fair extent, but overall it's not going to help you with consistency, your chipping and your short game. So this is where we've come to you with this today, is to give you a guide on how important it is to get the correct bounce in your wedges and also the correct gapping as well, because you want to have a consistent gap all the way across your golf bag.
There's a few things there, isn't there, that's really important. So you've got the gapping, so that 4 degrees of gap between your wedges generally tends to get you about 10 to 12 yardage differences. So you've got gapping, you've got the bounce angle that we've just been speaking about. You've got the grind in all these specialist wedges as well, so different grinds allow you to manoeuvre that wedge a little bit more, so you can sit it back and the leading edge won't lift up too much. There's a lot of sort of fun shots, creative shots you can play with them. And the shaft as well. I see so many people, when they get down to their wedges, they have all custom fit clubs through their bag, they get down to their wedges and they've all got
Yeah.
heavy, stiff shafts in them. You're still playing full shots, you're thinking of a bunker shot, that's still quite a full swing. If that shaft is too heavy for you, you can't keep control of that swing in your body to make that strike and connection as good as it could be. So some really important factors there, but if you start to understand what the bounce is, it is your friend and it works wonders.
I'm going to go on the full.
I can't believe that's just happened. Running. There's people there.